All right, friends, I thought for fun for graduation week, since usually in graduation week we talk a little bit about going off to kindergarten. That's where you're heading. So, this is kind of a fun story about like right before kindergarten, and it's called The First Day. Hooray! So, when some of you after summer get to start kindergarten, this is kind of what it looks like. And it's by Nancy Pater. Looks like she's going off to school. It's kind of funny to talk about it in summer, but at graduation, we kind of do read stories about kindergarten. Here we go. It was almost fall, and all over town things were aflutter. Everyone was getting ready for tomorrow. Ooh, what do you think they're going to do tomorrow? Maybe start kindergarten. I can't wait, squealed Ivy Green as she wiggled in and out of shoes. But what if Miss Wheeler doesn't wait? She won't have to wait, her mother said. You'll be at the stop on time. She's worried about riding the bus. At the corner store, Ivy bought a lunchbox with stars. What if someone forgets lunch? No one goes hungry, her mother said. If someone forgets, you'll share. Ivy bought raisins to share. At the brick building on the hill, Miss Wheeler went over her route. Squirrel Hill, Rosemary Street, pick up Ivy Green. So many stops to learn. Mr. Handy buffed the hall, desks to log, paper towels to load, so much still to do. Mr. Masters went over notes, colored paper, welcome signs. Will it all get done in time? Miss Bell hung alphabet letters, wrote name tags, Henry, Eric, Yasmin, and Ivy. All the things we do to get ready for you guys too when you start. At her house, Ivy asked, what if I can't find Miss Bell's room? Someone will show you, her mother answered. See my new shoes, Ivy said. I see, said her father. I see. Calm down. I think she's a little excited. As the vacation sun cast its last long shadows, things finally did calm down. Miss Bell turned off the lights. Mr. Masters ate macaroni with his family. Mr. Handy watched the news with Mrs. Handy. Miss Wheeler soaked. Ivy Green put on her pajamas. What'll you do when Miss Wheeler picks me up? Ivy asked. Wave and wave, her mother answered. And what'll you be doing when I find Mrs. Bell's room? Imagining you with your friends, her father said. Ivy imagined Mrs. Bell's room. At the brick building on the hill, Mrs. Bell's room waited. Shy moon shadows crisscrossed polished floors. Name tags covered the table by the door. Christy, Ryan, Tyrone, Tom, Ned, Jody, Leah, and Ivy. Ivy was fast asleep. All over town it was bedtime. Mrs. Bell pulled on her nightgown. Mr. Masters flossed. Mr. Handy set the clock. Mrs. Wheeler snored. Snorkel, snorkel, snort. Then, as sure as autumn leaves fly, wild dreams drifted and bellowed. Ivy's hurry-scurry dream, Mrs. Wheeler's missed a stop dream. Ivy's no lunch dream, Mr. Handy's not mopped in time dream. Mrs. Bell's name's gone dream, Mr. Masters' pajamas on dream, Ivy's witch door dream. But with the wink of dawn, even the wildest dreams are gone. Now the sun beams through the trees. It shines on Miss Bell's alphabet letters. Wakes up Mr. Masters' baby. Glitters in Mr. Handy's coffee. Makes Miss Wheeler's cat restless and floods Ivy's bedroom. When her mother snaps up the shade, it's time. Time to get dressed, be at the stop, time for Miss Wheeler to drive, time for Mr. Handy to unlock the doors, time for Mr. Masters to greet, time for Miss Bell to say, good morning, Ivy Green. And it's time for Ivy to hear stories, share crackers, and feed fish. Time for Ivy to start blocks, paint pictures, and write her name, Ivy. Because it's the first day. Hooray! The waiting's done. Ivy's school has finally begun. And that'll happen for you guys too, hopefully, with kindergarten. All right, bye, friends.